ignorant ass people in the world too. I mean, that chick could have just been an ignorant bitch. And, like, it could have been me that she
was a teenager.
Oh, well,
so imagine her
Exactly.
with who's in office and the way things are going. Imagine her attitude moving forward.
I think I have a fairly useful phrase that will, because we've been talking a lot about the system that's in place and the reason why people do this. And I think that one of the main things that we're up against is something called the fundamental attribution error. That's a cognitive bias. The fundamental attribution error is the tendency when you only know a little bit about someone to make huge huge generalizations about that person. We're doing it right now actually in talking about this teenager because I'm pretty sure she was an asshole. She sounds like an asshole.
I went solely off her
The whole thing, but see the thing is,
she hit my car.
Exactly.
And
I agree with you. But the thing about it is that it's super easy. We were talking about making generalizations and dehumanizing people. The closer you get to someone, the more you know about them, and the harder it becomes to make those generalizations. Again, I'm not excusing she's a teenager, so I already feel like she's probably an asshole. she's acting like an asshole, but who the fuck knows, right? Maybe maybe her dad died the last 2 days ago or something. Probably not. Again, I'm not jumping to the defense of this person, but what I'm saying is that there is a possibility, however remote, that there was some justification beyond her being a shithead. Probably there wasn't. She sounds like a shithead.
Can I please? And that's why I handled the situation the way
Exactly.
I did.
I think you did it right.
Instead of going off on her like, hey, you just hit my car. The hell wrong with you?
Right, because if she is racist, then
I wanted to educate her, and that's why I said we gotta move differently.
Exactly. And that's why I think
I wanted her to get the point, because if I would have hit her car,
then you'd have been
they'd be right.
Oh yeah, and that's exactly what I'm saying. What we're up against, and in many cases, treating it in a better way, like how you did, is the fundamental attribution error. The tendency of the human mind to make big assumptions, to fill in aspects of a person when all you have is very small bits of information. I see a person on the street, he's got dreads, he's wearing his pants down,
I was looking for the word, man.
Then that's it. I'm super interested. I tend to go on Wikipedia and get in those spirals about cognitive bias. It's one of my hobbies. And fundamental attribution error is one of the ones that I've memorized because I've noticed myself doing it so fucking often. Like talking about someone that I've only met once and being like, okay, this person's an irredeemable shithead. And then when someone that I know doing about the same thing and being like, oh yeah, but here's this and that. And everyone does it.
Alright, so let's pivot real quick because I know we got several topics we want to
Sure.
We can all revisit it when we come back around. So I know you had something to say, but we'll come back to that. But let's go to the next topic, which is the judicial system.
Oh boy.
And how fair and unfair the judicial system is. So I forget who was I was either talking to you, Amber, I was talking to one of y'all. We were just saying, could have been you, I don't know. But we were just saying how the judicial system is set up for rich people. It's set up for rich people.
We talked about that one.
It's set up for white people. But it's set up for, so here's the difference. You take two white men. They both do the same crime. That man is rich. He's poor. That rich man is going to get off with probation or community service, while this poor white man is going to do 20 years.
The affluenza.
Right, the affluenza. Now you add race to that, same thing. If this black man is poor, he's getting 30 years instead of 20 years.
Yeah.
So now you add that on top of it. So the judicial system is so screwed. Like to me, as far as developed nations, we have one of the worst judicial systems in the developed nation because we have more people locked up than anywhere else in the world.
1% of the U.S. population.
Exactly, because prison is a business. When anything becomes a business, The goal of business is to make money, and your body is now money. So at this particular point, what was that happened a few weeks ago, where the rich white the college student from Woodstock, Georgia, she killed 3 people because she was on her phone talking.
Oh wait, no, I followed that case. They pulled up her phone records. They could not prove that she was on her phone. There was no text messages in it. There was it was dark. She was coming around a turn and hit 3 people. But the case.
Okay, when I first heard, they said she was on her phone. That's all.
They thought she was, but no, she's been. I mean, they didn't even.
I'm glad you definitely helped me out with that one. But then even before that one, you had the white kid who raped. I forget where it was.
He got 3 months.
Yeah.
He
got 3 months. And I'm like, how do you get 3 months for raping someone? 3 months? Oh, it's because you have money. And money does that. And again, that even goes back to race. When people realize that if you're poor, they don't give a shit about you because you're poor. I remember Dave Chappelle, I told somebody, Dave Chappelle made this joke. He was talking to someone, he was like, yeah, government loves me and the president is going to do this for us. No, he's looking out for me, I'm rich. He's like, you're poor, I don't give a damn about you, I'm rich. So the judicial system works the same way, and it's like, even when you look at police brutality, like Amber said earlier, I've always said that the reason that we see so many black males getting shot, because that's what they pump in the system. That's what they put out there in the news. Now, it's horrible. It is bad because we're quicker to get shot versus anyone else. That's the thing
there's also a lot of Klan members in the force.
Yes, there is. They traded the white hoods for the blue uniform.
Yeah,
that's
there's a
factual.
whole thing about that.
Yeah, that's factual. But I always tell people, Matt, if you got pulled over by a cop, they'll start off on level 2. If I got pulled over by a cop, they're on level 8.
Yeah.
So it only takes a little bit more, I remember I got into a car accident over off of Howland Road. It was me and the guy was white. I'm very calm. He's, agitated. I'm calm. I'm like, sir, everything all right? I'm not an angry person. So the police comes, I'm like, how you doing? Hey, you stay over by your car. Stay by your car. Sir, so what happened? That's really what happened.
Yeah.
So he tells me, stay by your car. I'm not, am I talking to you? No, you stay right here. Okay. He goes to the white driver. Sir, what happened? Okay. Didn't even get my side of the story. And I'm telling him, no, his signal was not on. It wasn't on. But it didn't matter what I said because he took his word. And then when he came back to me, he was very disgruntled and this and that. So I'm like, okay, I see what this is. It's cool. I'm gonna calm it down, just deal with it. But that's the sad part of it is that there is a difference, and people say, no, you all are just shouting and screaming and there's there's a difference. Yes, we all get shot by police, but there is a racial disparity as well when it comes to the higher probability of getting shot. If you're brown, if you're, black, if you're, you have a higher probability. And that's because, again, it comes through that demonization from the propaganda, through the birth of a nation, through, every night on the news. Black male is, wanted for murder.
Yeah,
Black male
shots they put out.
Exactly. They put out.
But they won't put out pictures of the 60,000 black girls missing
Right.
this year.
Exactly.
See, black women did vilification on another level because when Reaganomics came out, we got branded the face of the welfare queen. So,
Right.
how we face racism is more so discrimination in work and housing opportunities and everywhere, or they, we're greeted with the same suspicion. I can't go any place without someone looking at me like, oh my gosh, is she trying to rob it? Does she have food stamps? Can she pay for this? I went in, I went to a daycare center that had its doors unlocked. Nobody was visible, and I had my flyer for my music, for my music programs, my business card, and I found a teacher. When we came back out, two women came out of the office, and an older white woman with an Indian woman came out. They were teachers, and they were looking at me suspiciously. And the teacher that I happened to give my card to, she greeted me nicely, but the older white woman, she's like, and why are you here? She just kept pushing the issue. It's like, she just told you that I gave her my music brochure and what have you. So I get branded, everywhere I go. I applied for jobs. where, you know, you look at the ad or what have you, make contact with the manager on the phone, and you go in and, oh, well, we don't have any jobs here at the front desk with, you know, and I have a diverse portfolio of experience, accounting and what have you, and to be told, well, you can apply for a housekeeping job. So, but it goes back to these preconceived notions that we have formed.
Even with, I mean, but you said something about, you know, being welfare. We've been branded as the welfare people, when in actuality and statistically, right, but
Well, that's because
statistically,
it was
there are more white
designed,
people
but it was
on welfare.
welfare was designed and put forth to divide, to tear down the black family.
Right, you're right.
There's no daddy in the house, we'll give you more money. So that's,
Yep.
and I think that's where that comes from.
And that's to Rita's
It's the
point.
government admitting, we did this to you.
Right, so when Rita said earlier there were no black fathers there, it's because that was a part of it. We give you money if there's no man in the house. If the man comes, we're taking your benefits away.
Which goes back to what happened after emancipation and during Jim Crow, where they would just drive around, and if they saw a black man just out on the street not working or just in his front yard, they would just round him up.
Yep,
Just
that
round
was
him up
a
and
part of
take
it
him
too.
to jail.
So that's why there's
that
like
was
the black
another-
fathers.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I got this mic again, because I do want to say that, like, all of us are sitting at this table hearing each other's thoughts right now for a reason. So
Yeah.
I talked to a dude, I worked at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and I seen a dude and he had this like distinct headband on. And I looked at him, I'm a spiritualist by the way as well, so I meditate day and night and I ask for answers every single day. So I see him and I say, excuse me sir, can you let me know what that means? And he was like, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. And I was like, really? And I said, what is that? And he starts going on and starts talking to me and stuff. And I'm like, okay, you know, like I'm hearing it. And then he says one thing that caught my eye and my attention. He spoke on slavery. And he said that it came like really established in 1619. And in the Bible, it states that we would be delivered in the hands of the wicked for 400 years of slavery. It's 2019 this year, and 2020 would make the year of us being broken from mental slavery. So with all of this controversies going around and people are asking that big question, that small word, why? Why?
Right.
Anything that happens, why? Why? And when we ask questions, the universe signals it out to us and we understand what's going on around us. The frequencies are vibing. Like we're all sitting here vibing off frequencies because we're on the same like mental level
Right.
of understanding of what's going on around us.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's all about want to as well. Like you gotta wanna look at that man and say,
Right.
okay, this is my brother, or this lady, and
Right.
say, this
Right.
is my sister.
Right.
People just choose to be in that bubble and be like, oh no, this.
now it's a choice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's a
really,
choice.
it's really
It's
easy
a
to find
choice.
anything you go looking for.
Right.
It's really easy to find anything you go looking
Right,
for.
and what you and
Seek it out.
who you are, and the people that you come in contact with, they're a reflection of you in some type of way.
Right.
So it doesn't matter your skin complexion or how you look or how skinny your eyes is. Like we are all one. Like we are here
Yeah.
to help each other, and that's
We gotta make
power is the main thing of life right now. When in fact life is supposed to be what's going around. Because women understand life. You guys bring in life. Men understand power. And so
real.
you got all these men who are running the world down
Right.
here, and they're more focused on power,
Exactly.
power. They'll
Bombs.
they'll kill us all before they just
It's not
realize
so
that.
balanced.
Right? What about living?
That's so real.
When are we gonna live? Why can't we live all in happiness as a unit?
That is so deep.
I've been
That is
connected
so
with women
deep.
more, bro.
And side note,
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody ever told you, you kind of look like Kanye West, but
Yeah.
nonetheless, I just kind of like, as I saw that and I was like, I just got to say that, you know, just had to say that, but, but nonetheless, no, I completely agree. And we weren't going to spend much time on the judicial system because we got a lot, but all that tied in together. It all tied in together. But I just think that, you know, when you look at people, like if you look at a news story, you know, like Amber was saying earlier, before she started opening her mind, and she would see, you know, this person being shot, this person being, it's like, yep, there's another one. Or like there's people, when Nipsey Hussle got killed, you know, I've heard people like, yeah, he was just a gangbanger. Like, no, but again, because this is what you see.
Yeah.
But you have to seek out you have to seek these things out. And if you don't seek them out, it's not going to come to you, right?
Or your brain fills it in, right? That's
Right,
the fundamental
exactly.
idea.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Autocorrect.
And
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
That's a good point.
That's a good way
Or the
of
text prediction.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's the same thing. So
We're
you
walking
know,
around hitting the middle button all the damn
Yep.
time.
yeah, all the time. So I think, you know, a lot has come forth. Like once we get rid of the prison for profit,
Yeah.
Oh, that's
aspect,
a huge.
it will change. But
That'll make
because
it
it's
easier.
prison for profit, it's like your money, your money, your money. Everybody in this world is ting, 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 ting. It's a dollar sign going off every time. And it's like, that's why I tell people, don't get in the system, because when you get in there, they don't want to let you go.
Right.
They don't. That is money.
Well, right now, the First Step Act, or whatever that they're working on right now,
Yeah.
he's actually pushing to get to where, if you have a felony, that more businesses are gonna start hiring.
Yeah.
But see, that should be state as well.
Right.
Like,
Oh, yeah,
just
that's
because
what
I
mean.
went to prison for this many years should not be an automatic, you know, lifetime scar on me. Because
You did your time.
I did my time.
Right.
But again, that's the perception that we
Yeah,
have.
but it's supposed to be reform, and there's
Right.
there's no programs,
There's
there's
no
no,
reform.
there's no trade programs to learn a new skill. There's there's education barely.
We gotta take a page out of Norway's book.
Yes.
It's all about rehabilitation.
It's all about
and
rehabilitation.
education.
See, all of that just feeds
Yep,
into
yep.
the oppressive
American needs like a
systematic
reset
oppression.
button.
Yeah, there's a lot of things got to
It's all-
reset.
it's all
A
economic.
big
But
bucket
see,
of
everything,
soap and water just
you're
fell.
right.
I mean,
But someone told me something, they said, if you want to know why things exist, follow the money. Because it all goes back to money.
Yeah.
Everything in this freaking place goes back to money. And that's what it is. Money is the number one driver of anything. Which is, you know, everything that we look at is all money based, right? But then you have the other components of it. You have the religion aspect of it. But let's slide on over, since we're still on that, into politics, right?
Hey.
So she loves talking about this. So here's the huge thing. Besides race, the second biggest thing is politics. Now let me give my take on politics. I'm not a political person. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm a person walking around this country that believes in good people. And so when I vote, I don't believe in policy, because for me, every politician is going to say to you what they know you want to hear. So I'm going to say it, and I'm going to tout it out there, and I'm going to say it. I don't believe anyone. I love Barack Obama. I don't give a damn about a lot of his politics, because I know you're going to say what I want to hear. I just feel that about all politicians. Now, that being said, that's why I'm no more political anymore. Now, I do care about, what goes on, because I live here. But someone said the other day, well, can we just stop the gang violence, the Crips and the Bloods? We can't, because the biggest gang is the government. Look at how they're structured. The Republicans are red, Democrats are blue. It's the same exact thing. I can't like you because you're Republican. I can't like you because you're Democrat. Hey, you gotta fight against each other. That's just what it is. It's the biggest game. So then it filters down, right? So I don't get into whole lot of politics. Believe it or not, I used to want to be mayor of Atlanta. That was my goal. I was gonna run for mayor. Yeah, I was gonna run for politics. But then I was like, you know what? What happens is you get good people that go in there. What happens is when they become jaded, because you got the people lining their pockets, Farman and all these other people lining their pockets, like, yeah, I don't believe in that anymore, because it's like, but you just said you did.
Right.
So they either become corrupt from that, or they become jaded because they realize, oh, damn, I can't do anything.
They're powerless.
I'm powerless. Like, I'm one against all these people, right? So here's the question. How many people right now, all right? How many people right now? Okay.
Go ahead, finish.
How many people are satisfied with the way that the current administration is running the country?
Right here.
Right. I know your hand was going to go up. So, Amber, she's a supporter of Donald Trump. And here's what I've told people. I can be cool with Amber because she believes in that man. I really want to know why and get her take on, people's takes. So when I was one of those people that said, oh, you believe? Oh, no, hell no, you're racist. you're a bad person. Off the rip, without even knowing, you're a bad person, you're racist. But then on my Uber, I had this lady who was a Trump supporter. I'm like, wow, she is sweet and cool as hell. Then I met this other guy. The other day, matter of fact, we had the best conversation at the end. He was like, oh yeah, I support the president. I'm like, really? He's not. So it just showed to me that just because you do, doesn't make you a bad person. It means you have different ideologies. So now the goal is to understand why. So Amber, you are the sole Trump supporter in the room. I'm sorry.
Me too.
Oh!
You're a Trump supporter?
I'll say what I have to say.
Okay.
Look at that. See?
Thank you, Kate.
See? Look at that.
All right. So we're gonna start with you, Amber, and so just give us your take. Like, you know, what made you vote for him? What's your appeal to him?
Yes, please enlighten me because I'm not. It's not that I'm not a supporter. It's just I'm not into politics, and I just hear the negatives.
You're a
I don't
veteran.
really
I'm a veteran.
get the
Yeah,
positive.
I'm a veteran. That might have something.
Yeah. National security, I mean, that's a big deal. You want to build the wall. I know people have a big problem with that. I think it's necessary. Countries and countries on border. You buy a house, you have a yard, you keep your stuff locked up. Keep yourself safe. Veteran benefits. Our VA system was trash before. We're getting better health care now. Our troops are home. We're not deploying every 12 months for 15. Trade, TPP, immigration reform, Obamacare, that was a mess, getting charged for, penalized for not purchasing something
But
that,
it's still there.
but we're not
They
penalized
never
for
did
it, and
anything.
it's
There's been
fallen
no
away.
legislation on that whatsoever.
We are being penalized for not having insurance.
And I'll agree. I wasn't a fan of Obamacare because I'm like, damn, I don't want the insurance.
Not only that, the treatment that women were getting on Obamacare, that's another conversation.
Yeah, that is, yeah.
Obamacare is.
But I saw where he was trying to go with it. It's like, we got to do something with healthcare.
Yeah.
And y'all aren't helping me get healthcare done. So I'm just going to do what I need to do.
Well, as far, like, and then just to finish the,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
the jobs, we have unemployment is the lowest it's been in decades, the lowest it's ever been for minorities and women, and education. I feel like I know people don't like Betsy DeVos. I feel like the immigration or the education department needs to go. I don't think that should be federally.
I think that should be state.
I don't think there's no reason for that.
Yeah, we'll give you a chance to review.
Betsy DeVos is
Everything that he campaigned on, he's doing. He has everything that got him elected. He is absolutely. He's making it happen. He's only been in for 2 years. I mean, our the stock market's doing better. Our unemployment is low. Our I mean, it's just everything that he campaigned on. Like I said, he's done. If anybody has any questions, I'll answer.
Right. So now now let me ask you about the because there is a lot of stuff that he's done and that he said, and I'm like, really? Come on, dude. Like, I would be less if he would just be, you know, more professional.
Well, give me like, what do you mean? Give me an
So, for instance, you know what?
John McCain.
Right.
He's
yeah.
not a war hero.
He's not. He's a traitor. He was treasonous. He gave information to the enemy. He absolutely. I know some.
But Trump dodged going to war. It's like you can't call someone out.
He was on
if it's
medical.
good.
Yeah, he wasn't put in for medical issues. I mean, that's.
Bone spurs is not.
Bone spurs is not.
Come on now.
You can't go into the military
How many
if you
times
have.
did he dodge that thing?
It was 7, and then they went away, and when he went into, and then he went into sports when he was in college.
Okay, the military has specific guidelines. There's no. I mean, you can go in and you can say, you know, I have. You can't go in the military if you have asthma.
Right.
You can still play football, but
you know, you being a veteran, John McCain was definitely a veteran. He did, you know, and I will say this, even with John McCain,
there's a lot of shitty people in the military
right?
too.
He started out as not a good person. He didn't want the MLK holiday. He didn't want any of this stuff. He was anti a lot. But I think as he got older, he changed, right? And I will respect anyone, and this is just me. If you go to war and you fight and you sacrifice your country, okay, fine, you did some stuff. I'm going to still support and respect you because to even get to that point, that took a lot. That's a different type. I'm not going to
No. So say I was in the military. Say I joined the military.
Yeah,
I go to war. I go to
Yeah,
war.
yeah,
I go to Iraq.
That's why
Yeah.
I gave information.
I get captured by
He
ISIS.
was
Right. Hold on, y'all.
I don't know that that's true.
And then I start bombing the
That is
U.S.
his life.
I start, like, if you side with the enemy, fuck all your bullshit you did before. I don't care. When you turn your back on your country, I don't give a damn what you did before.
But
I don't-
you do understand that as a human individual,
No.
if you're being tortured and all this
Nope.
stuff, then
Hold on, not human, a spiritual
A spiritual
being
being.
living a human experience.
That you-
We're
I'm
not
talking
here
about.
to,
No,
we're not here to
absolutely.
get
I can,
tortured and
honest
all
to
that.
God,
Just conscious.
Right.
I can, I took an oath to protect this country, to defend
Right.
my country. And I would absolutely, I mean, that's the thing, you join the military knowing that there's a damn good chance you're gonna go to war.
right.
Especially when I joined. Like,
That's true.
if you aren't ready to give your life for this country, that means, I mean, being tortured even, I mean, that's included. If you're not willing to do that, then you ain't got no reason being in there.
But see, here's the thing too, and this is just my beliefs. I agree with if you're gonna put your life on the line for your country, whatever. But I don't think this country gives a damn about their veterans.
No.
And here's why I say
They don't.
that. Here's why, because
But two wrongs don't make a right. I
just
mean,
been killed.
the government may not give a shit about
right, the
that.
government doesn't care.
But I'm not doing what I'm doing for them. That's not what I mean, look what I do now. Like I said,
Right. But that's who the veterans. I mean, that's who the soldiers work for. Is the government? That's their boss. And there should not be any homeless veterans on the street. Period.
No, they're right. There should be.
And I get so emotional about. I'm not even a veteran. I'm not even a soldier. I have friends that work
bringing
with.
in illegal. What was it? 6,000 immigrants a day.
But here's the thing: the
But
government can build.
They can find houses and clothes and food
You mean
for
immigrants that
illegals, but they
pay
can't.
more taxes and do less crime per capita than American citizens? Those immigrants?
Oh, that's on this one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Illegal
I don't
immigrants, and this is something you can look up, participate in less crime
That's true.
than American citizens.
Right. Well, then,
And they pay
They
a lot. They pay their taxes and don't get benefits from it. They're a net gain for
so
our
then we need
society.
to close the border
They're like
and
Wait.
make
slaves. That's all
no,
they
close
are.
the
They won't get
border.
either way.
Here's the thing. Here's what I don't like. I don't like the fact that from the moment I took my first breath, I've been government's known every move I've made, everywhere I've been,
Yeah, they tried
everything
to-
I've
yeah.
I've paid into a system. I've given my time. I've given my energy, and you cannot have a country without a system. You can't have a home. You can't have, everybody's got a role. Everybody's got to be accounted for. You have to have a system. There's got to be rules to this shit.
And I agree
So,
with you.
We need to close the border so we can bring immigrants in legally, so that there's
Yeah, why are we reducing the amount of people being allowed asylum?